Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today we are diving into a story that has shaken South Africa's public sector and once again raised serious questions about corruption, political connections, and accountability. This is the explosive scandal surrounding Hangwani Morgan Momila, a man whose name has been repeatedly linked to one of the most disturbing corruption allegations connected to Tembisa Hospital. What makes this story even more controversial is Momila's alleged family connection to Cyril Ramaphosa. While no court has proven these allegations, investigators and whistleblowers have raised serious concerns about how billions of rand may have been siphoned out of a public hospital that was supposed to serve some of South Africa's most vulnerable patients. And the deeper investigators looked, the more troubling the picture became. According to multiple investigations, Hangwani Morgan Momila allegedly built a massive fortune through irregular tenders connected to procurement contracts at Tembisa Hospital. The hospital, located in Gauteng province, serves thousands of patients every year. Yet during the period under investigation, it reportedly paid out enormous sums of money to companies linked to Momila and his associates. Authorities later discovered that these companies were allegedly part of a complex network designed to move money quickly and quietly. Investigators say at least 41 companies may have been involved in this web of transactions. The findings came from South Africa's anti-corruption watchdog, the Special Investigating Unit, commonly known as the SIU. The investigation was publicly discussed by SIU spokesperson Kaiser Konyago, who explained how officials began tracing suspicious payments linked to the hospital. According to the SIU, many of the companies that received large payments had little to no history of supplying medical equipment or services. In some cases, companies were allegedly paid millions for goods that were never delivered. And this is where the story takes a tragic and deeply disturbing turn. The person who first raised serious alarms about the suspicious payments was Babita Deokaran. Deokaran was a senior official in the Gauteng Department of Health, responsible for monitoring financial transactions. While reviewing hospital payments, she reportedly noticed unusual financial activity involving several suppliers. Payments appeared to be rushed through the system, often with questionable documentation and unusually high amounts. Instead of staying silent, Deokaran did what very few people are brave enough to do. She blew the whistle. She alerted authorities and helped investigators identify hundreds of suspicious transactions. These transactions eventually formed a crucial part of the corruption investigation tied to Tembisa Hospital. But tragically, her courage came at an enormous cost. In August 2021, Babita Deokaran was assassinated outside her home in what authorities believe was a targeted killing connected to her whistleblowing activities. Her death shocked the nation and triggered widespread outrage across South Africa. For many citizens, her murder symbolized the extreme dangers faced by whistleblowers who expose corruption. Her story became a powerful reminder that fighting corruption is not just about politics or money. Sometimes it is literally a matter of life and death. Following her murder, pressure intensified on authorities to uncover the full scope of the corruption network connected to Tembisa Hospital. Investigators began examining not only Momila's companies, but also the broader network of individuals who may have been connected to these deals. One of the names that surfaced during related investigations was Vusi Matlala, often referred to by his nickname Cat. Matlala was linked to a separate tender scandal worth roughly 360 million rand. His name entered the spotlight after reports emerged that he had connections to political figures and business networks involved in government contracts. The situation became even more controversial when it was revealed that Becky Seal had reportedly met Matlala at a luxury property believed to be owned by Momila in Zimbali, a high-end coastal estate. The meeting raised serious questions among political observers and anti-corruption activists. Was it simply a social encounter, or something more? Authorities have not publicly confirmed any wrongdoing related to that meeting, but critics say it highlights the blurred lines that sometimes exist between political power and business interests. As the scandal grew, it also intersected with another major investigation known as the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry. The commission was chaired by respected Constitutional Court Justice Maiseli Madlanga. Its task was to investigate allegations that certain individuals had attempted to interfere with investigations into government corruption. During hearings, evidence leader Matthew Chaskelson examined testimony related to payments, business connections, and possible attempts to influence investigations. Another name mentioned during discussions around these broader corruption issues was Sensom Chunu, although the extent of his connection to these matters has been widely debated in the media. Meanwhile, the spotlight increasingly returned to Hangwani Morgan Momila himself. Despite the scale of the allegations, many observers say Momila has remained remarkably difficult to trace. Reports suggest that several companies connected to him were registered under different directors, making it harder to establish direct ownership links. Some investigators believe this network of companies may have been intentionally designed to obscure financial trails. If proven, this type of structure would allow money to move across multiple businesses, making it extremely difficult for authorities to track the final destination of the funds. At the center of the legal battle now stands Andy Mothubi and prosecutors within South Africa's justice system. They face the enormous challenge of determining whether there is enough evidence to bring criminal charges against those allegedly involved. For many South Africans, the case represents a crucial test of the country's ability to confront corruption within its public institutions. Tembisa Hospital was meant to serve communities in need of medical care. Instead, according to investigators, it may have been exploited as part of a scheme to funnel millions, or possibly billions, of rand into private pockets. And the big question that continues to linger over the entire scandal is this. Was Hangwani Morgan Momila protected because of his alleged connection to President Cyril Ramaphosa? At this stage, there is no official evidence proving that the president interfered in the investigation. However, critics argue that powerful political connections often make it harder for corruption cases to move forward quickly. South Africa has faced numerous corruption scandals over the years, and many citizens are frustrated by how long investigations and prosecutions can take. Still, the investigation into the Tembisa Hospital scandal is ongoing, and authorities insist that no one is above the law. For supporters of transparency and accountability, the legacy of Babita Deokaran continues to inspire a national conversation about protecting whistleblowers and strengthening anti-corruption institutions. Her bravery forced the country to confront uncomfortable truths about corruption in the health sector. And her story is a reminder that exposing wrongdoing often requires extraordinary courage. As the legal process continues, South Africans are watching closely to see whether justice will finally be served. Will the investigation lead to arrests and prosecutions? Will the full network of companies and individuals involved be revealed? Or will this case become yet another corruption scandal that fades without accountability? Only time will tell. If you found this breakdown informative, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think South Africa's justice system will hold powerful figures accountable in this case? Thank you for watching, and we'll continue bringing you the latest developments in South African politics and investigations. See you next time.